Buenas noches. My name is Carla Martinez. I am a junior at the University of Houston, majoring in teaching and learning with a concentration in 4th grade through 8th grade math. I was born in Mexico City and lived there through most of my childhood. Since I lived there, the first language I was introduced to was Spanish. In grade school, we were introduced to a few words in English like pollito, chicken, gallina, hen, lápiz, pencil, and pluma, pen. But I never thought I would use those words in my life. When I was 9 years old, the life I knew changed completely, and we moved to the United States. I was in a country where most people were bilingual, and I wasn't. And as a 9-year-old kid, that's a bit hard to get used to. Luckily, my tia was raised in the United States and spoke perfect English. Her goal was for me and my brother to learn to speak English before school started. Summer ended, and sadly, her goal was not achieved because I hardly spoke any English. Due to that, the school district decided to hold me back, and once again, I was in the 3rd grade. In the classroom, the teacher primarily spoke Spanish. I did not understand why I was being held back. If I was academically ahead of my peers, and I was not learning much English because most of students spoke Spanish only. Once summer came back around, I began to practice my English with my tia again. This time, for 4th grade, I was placed in a bilingual class where the teacher was actually teaching us in English. And for 5th grade, I was placed in an all English class, which I think was a stepping stone for me to take advanced classes in middle school. Looking back, I think it's funny how I was in pre-AP English classes, but I still had to take the test for TELPAS. Since my second language was not fully introduced at an early age, I do have an accent, one that I used to hate but slowly have begun to embrace. Being a native Spanish speaker, I took native Spanish in middle school, but I do not remember anything on how to correctly write a formal paper in Spanish. Now that I have lived in the United States for many years, I can speak and write English. But at home and with my friends, the primary language is Spanish. Just because things in English are not as funny as when we say them in Spanish. Or we just enjoy the music in Spanish more than we do listening to English music. Being bilingual has really come useful for my current job because I'm able to communicate with more parents and I'm able to have a stronger relationship with Spanish speaking students than other coworkers. I know being bilingual is a great skill to have, and once I become a teacher, I will be able to communicate with more parents, which I think will help me build a better connection with students. And the more parents we have involved, the more successful our students will be. Because having parent involvement is an essential part of having successful students. My dream was always to be a teacher. And the reason is because I enjoy helping people. And I think one of the best way to help others is by providing them an education because once they have an education, no one can take that away from them. One of the things I hope to learn in this class is how to facilitate learning for my students that will be English language learners and how to make my classroom a place where students feel comfortable learning regardless of their native language. So yeah, thank you for listening and see you in my next video.